Hi guys, today we are looking around Battersea Power Station. We're going to be touring around the whole place. We're going to be looking at the different apartments that you can live in around here. We're going to be looking at the shopping centre, and we're also going to be looking at the different offices and the different companies that are based here that you could potentially work at. Now, quickly, there isn't actually that many financial companies in Battersea at all. I had a look on Google and I couldn't find anything of interest to this channel, but I'm still going to go around the whole of the Battersea Power Station and show you what it would be like to live in there, because there could be people like you and me that are looking for renting places and for buying places in London and want to figure out whether Battersea Power Station is an ideal place. So without further ado, let's get into this. So upon first glance at this place is very new. There's construction going on all over the place. I've been here for probably 10-20 minutes now, and all I've seen is construction workers going to the Tesco Express and walking around. But the bits which are built up are really, really nice. There is so many apartments down this row that I'm currently at. So I'm currently the other side, or the south side, of Battersea Power Station itself. But there is lots and lots of apartments. It kind of seems weird because they've just been dropped here, but lots of apartments, definitely worth a lot of money. I was doing some research and a one-bed apartment here was going for as much as £1.5 million, which is absolutely insane just for a one bedroom, a living room and a toilet. Ridiculous, but really, really nice area. I'll quickly show you around the different apartments here. So you can see here, these are absolutely ginormous. There's 2 blocks of these. Really weird, peculiar shape, but I'm sure they've managed to squeeze in lots and lots of different apartments. Interestingly, as you look around here and go down, you can see there is different shops. So you've got Zara here. And just to show you, that was the construction site which I was talking about earlier. You can see all of this area is construction. The tube station's there, but all of this is currently construction. If I go over to my left, you can see this absolutely ginormous apartment block as well. Looks brand new, curtains are all closed. Quite a cool little area in there. And really, you can see just there, you've got an amazing view of Battersea Power Station itself. So what's happened here is Battersea Power Station was bought by a Malaysian investment company, and they held it from 2012, and it was a 10-year investment project costing £10 billion. And now it is fully built, and all of these apartment blocks around it have cropped up, including new office blocks as well. So if I go a little bit further around here, you'll be able to see the brand new office blocks which are being built at the moment. So really, it's all being built around the power station, but inside the power station it's absolutely amazing. There's lots and lots of shops. So if you were to live here, if you have the money, you would be able to do a lot of shopping. But for people my age, so in their 20s and looking at working in finance initially, as a career, you're not going to be paid enough to, 1, buy here, and 2, rent here, because rent is also extremely expensive. You can be expecting to pay around £2,000 to £3,000 for a one-bed apartment, and that's pretty much your entire salary for a month. So even as I'm walking around right now, you can really get a sense of the scale of this place. It's not that big of a plot, but they've managed to squeeze in these absolutely massive apartment buildings. Now, the apartment buildings right in front of me are mainly residential. As I said, they are apartments, but they also have different offices. And I was having a look at the different financial companies, and it's very limited, but among some is Apollo and other really, really small boutique accountants and financial advisory companies. So if you are graduating from university and you are potentially going to be working at an accountant's or a wealth manager or financial advisory, you could end up being based in here. But the companies are not very big. The companies are quite small. We're talking 20, 30 different heads. So this part that I'm currently walking to at the moment is probably one of the coolest parts of Battersea. It has an amazing view of London. So it has a view of the Shard, only just, and it has a view of the rest of the city. This is supposedly the north side of Battersea Power Station. So the north side has an entrance to the retail or the shopping centre, but you can really see the scale of it. And here is the north side of Battersea Power Station, which I was talking about. Really, really tall. I don't know if you can see at the very top, but this here is actually a viewing platform. It does cost to go up there. It costs £17. You can really get an idea of the scale of this. So I'm currently out the front of Battersea Power Station. It's quite interesting actually, because you have a dock right in front of you, very similar to Canary Wharf, but you also have an area where you can sit down and relax. As you can see behind me, there's lots of different sunbeds. Now, we are in London, we don't get sun that often, so I'm not quite sure why they've decided to put sunbeds down, but they have. But anyway, this place is very, very new. I'm walking around, roads are brand new, everything feels very much like Canary Wharf, minus the financial centre, the massive buildings. It does feel a bit more like a tourist attraction here. It doesn't really feel like a financial hub or somewhere where people will work, but I am seeing a lot of people coming from offices, going down to work, to and from work. So it's definitely a place to work, but in my opinion, it doesn't feel the same as Canary Wharf at all. But now let's go have a look in the shopping centre and go and see what it's like in there. It is supposedly absolutely huge. Now, it has had a massive investment project. This place was decommissioned in 1983, and then a Malaysian investment company, as I said, purchased it in 2012 and then did it, costing £10 billion. And from the videos I've seen, it's really nice inside, but let's go have a look. So I've been in here for about 30 seconds and you can already tell this is very upper market. The inside of this place is amazing. There's really low light, dark accents everywhere. There's lots of different shops in here. It is generally a huge place. It's definitely quite a good place to go to if you're living here, because there's lots of different restaurants. This could even be a brilliant place for business meetings as well, because of the restaurants, the coffee shops, that could be quite interesting for people to go to. But yeah, this place is really amazing, quite a cool place to go. So when you are in Battersea Power Station, you can see up at the top there is something called Lift 109, and this is the entry into the north left chimney that you can go all the way to the top, 109 metres up, and you get 360 views of the entire city. It's around £17.50 if you book online to go up, and around 25 to 26 if you want to pay on the day, so it's quite expensive, but it gives an absolutely amazing view. So on this side, this was Turbine Hall A, and there was 3 different levels worth of shops. You had the bottom level where it even had the Apple store, the second level which had some really nice brands, and then above it there was almost seemed to be more restaurants. But I was surprised because I thought it would be a little bit more busy than this, but either way it was just really nice atmosphere to be around. As I've been walking around, I've just spotted Gordon Ramsay's restaurant here. Fun fact, he does actually own or rented an apartment in Battersea. It may have been when he was opening that restaurant. I'm sure he was there to open the restaurant. It'd be weird if he wasn't. But interesting fact, he was spending £12,000 per month renting an apartment in Battersea. That's how expensive Battersea Power Station, surrounding apartments here are, and you can really tell by even looking at this shopping centre. There's very, very high-end brands here, Chanel, Rolex, even brands which I've never heard of before, and that kind of gives you an idea of how upper market this place is. But saying that, that's not a backhanded compliment. This is a very nice place and would be a very nice place to live as well. Interestingly, I'm not seeing in the shopping centre, I'm not seeing as many people in suits as I would see in Canary Wharf, because obviously Canary Wharf does also have a shopping centre, but it's underground and it is littered with people wearing suits, ties, but here, not really. I'm just seeing a lot of tourists, a lot of people wanting to do shopping. So it does really feel like an area where you wouldn't necessarily go to if you were someone working in the industry, but certainly a place for meetings, I would say. And this is the other side of Battersea Power Station Shopping Centre. This is Turbine Hall B. And this one is equally as nice. You've got, once again, brands which I've never ever seen before. You've even got a car down below. What a place this really is. Absolutely huge, and somewhere I would recommend visiting. So that was the inside of Battersea Power Station. That is predominantly just the shopping centre area, and then obviously all around it you've got the apartments. I'm just walking out of Battersea Power Station now, and straight away you're greeted with even more apartments and even more construction work. There is obviously a lot of construction going on here, and I imagine in the future there's going to be even more apartments and even more office blocks that you will be able to work in. So maybe in the future there will be more finance companies crop up. Maybe some of the big four, the investment banks, may end up propping up here, but at the moment there really isn't, and it's very much a developing area at the moment because there is just so much construction going on here. So with that being said, that has been a tour of Battersea Power Station. I've shown you everything from the apartments to the shopping centre to maybe even office blocks which are here too. It's also quite interesting that they turned it into maybe a little bit of a tourist attraction, because they have the sunbeds out the front, they have the dock so you can get the riverboat over there. There's really quite a lot you can do here. There's even restaurants even littered around by the apartments. There's even very nice cars going around. I saw a Maybach, I saw a Ferrari earlier. So there's clearly a lot of money in this area. And I'd definitely recommend at least visiting this area, and even if you have the money to, certainly not if you're a recent graduate like I am, or wanting to work in the finance industry, marketing, anything at a base level, you can't really afford to live here. But if you do have a lot of money, you've been working for a few years, you can afford the £1.5 million for a one-bed apartment, well, this is the place for you. It's just like Canary Wharf. It's probably a little bit more busy. It doesn't really have the people in suits walking around, rather it has lots of people dressed up normal clothes, just doing some shopping, just wanting to relax. Whereas if you're looking for the hustle and bustle, people in shirts running around everywhere, Canary Wharf is the place to be. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. That has been a tour of Battersea Power Station, and please check out the other ones such as Canary Wharf, the Square Mile, to see how they compare. Thanks for watching.